Hello and welcome to this week's Top Tip Tuesday. So my name's Jody, co-founder of The 7 Effect, and every week I come to you with some tips on how to build a six-figure business as a coach, consultant, or expert. And this is something that we do live into our mastermind program called the Lifestyle Business Builder, where we take 50 women on a deep dive each year and work side by side with them to get their business built. I also share the recording of this onto our YouTube channel. So if you are watching the recording, thank you very much for finding us here on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. You'll get one of these top tips each week. And coming up, we've got a whole bunch of content to share with you, which will be really fantastic. Also, if you're not in our Lifestyle Business Builder program, but you are interested in learning more about what we do or just hanging around on the sidelines and getting free tips on how to build your business, by all means, jump into our free group on Facebook, which is called the Six Figure Lifestyle Biz Club. So you can go up into Facebook and you can type in Six Figure Lifestyle Biz Club, and it's kind of got a photo of me and a Jeep Wrangler, and it's all sort of pink, and anyway, you'll know it when you find it. In that group, we've got some really cool free tools that you can grab as well. So hello, if you are watching live, I see we've got a few LBB members here with us today, which is fantastic. Drop a comment in the chat if you are. I'm just going to bring up my chat box so I can see you here. Today, what I want to share with you, when you comment in the chat, it just helps me know who I'm talking to and I can bring you into the convo. Thanks for the thumbs up. Today, what I want to share with you is a basic, simple structure on how to do a free presentation. Good morning, Sue Giacobbe. I had a lovely time with you over dinner last night. Thanks very much for catching up with me. So today's top tip is about how to do a presentation. Free event can be done live on Zoom as a webinar. I prefer to call my webinars workshops or masterclasses, or it could be done in room. Basically, what I want to share with you is the foundational structure that you need to follow if you want to be able to pitch and sell at the end. Hello and good morning, Anne, as well. Great to have you here. Sun is shining on you. Now, what I thought I'd get started with is just for those of you that are in the Lifestyle Business Builder, because I saw Maureen comment and go, yay, perfect timing, Jodes, because Maureen's got a live event coming up soon. She's doing her first webinar. I'm ready for your pitch goodness. Thank you, Maureen. I'm glad you are ready. But let me just clarify. What I'm going to share with you today is setting up so that you can pitch. The pitch is a whole nother skill, and it is something that's worthy of practice. In your LBB 2.0 learning library, there's actually a 2-hour tutorial called The Perfect Pitch that you can watch and go through the 27 or 28 steps to actually doing a pitch that will close. What I'm sharing with you today is just 10 simple steps. Yes, 10. I couldn't drill it down to 7, unfortunately. 10 simple steps that you need to follow in order to be able to deliver a successful pitch. So there's no point watching the perfect pitch and doing the perfect pitch if you haven't got this stuff in place. Grab a pen, grab some paper, take some notes. Remember, you can watch this as many times as you want here on YouTube as a replay as well. And let's get into it. So Sue's got a comment here. It was so good hanging out with you. Bye-bye, starry eyes. I know, it's always fun hanging out together, isn't it, Sue? And by the way, just a little bit of a bonus tip. 75 Hard is done. Yay. Next week, I'm going to share with you some ideas that I have around a challenge called 77 Success. And essentially, it's just 7 things that I think that you did. If you did these 7 things every single day for 77 days, your business would explode. Here's the thing 75 Hard taught me. We are much more capable than we think we are of what we can do. We can do anything. We really can if we just get over our excuses and set our mind to it. The other thing that 75 Hard has really highlighted to me is the value of a routine. I remember my yoga teacher, Linda, used to always say, Jody, your freedom is found in your discipline. The more disciplined you are, the more free you shall feel. And so I've come to realize that really starting work before 10 a.m. is not great for me, because it can mean I start the day feeling rushed and flustered. And you know what? The 7 Effect is a lifestyle business, so why not design it the way to suit my lifestyle? Hence, we've moved Top Tip Tuesday from 8 till 8:30 for this term. Heads up, next term, it's actually going to be in the afternoon. And that means every other day, the 3 days that we work, which is Tuesday to Thursday, I don't start till 10. I'd rather start at 10 and work back till 5:30 or 6, because I don't need to pick Jazz up for school anymore, than start super early, because I want to get up early, take Buddy for a walk, relax and have a beautiful breakfast and all the good stuff. Read a book, meditate, and all of that stuff before I get into work. Anyway, I digress. I like to build some excitement about the 10 things. So if you want to run a free event and you want to make sales, these are the 10 things you need to do first. So I want you to imagine you're going to open up a slide deck, whether it be Keynote if you're on Apple. I'm on Apple, but I still use PowerPoint. Or you can go directly into Canva and you can create a presentation. The 10 things that I'm going to give you are not necessarily 10 slides. I'll talk through where there might be some extra slides, but basically these are the 10 things you want to cover. The first thing, boom, title and tagline. Make it compelling, make it speak specifically to your target audience. So for example, you might say, how to host a webinar that gets more sales, or how to run a webinar that sells your events. And then you would have a tagline for coaches and consultants who want to be able to pitch and close in every webinar or something like that. So you'll have a compelling title and a tagline that really speaks to who it's for and what they want to achieve. So that's really the first slide, title and tagline. That's also going to be obviously the lead thing that you use in either organic or paid strategies to get people to show up to your webinar. Let me just give you a few tips. Number one, I wouldn't call it a webinar. I'd call it a workshop or a masterclass or an online tutorial, just probably not a webinar. Number two, you can run traffic to it using Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and all that sort of stuff. I don't teach how to do that. I always outsource that stuff. If you know how to do it, then knock your socks off and go for it. Good morning, Tony. We got Tony watching as well, which is great. Number three, you don't need to run ads. In COVID, our entire business manager got shut down and we literally couldn't run ads. We used organic strategies, which was setting up our webinar as a Facebook event, as a LinkedIn event, the same registration link, which goes into our Kajabi system where we capture the emails, was all used by just sharing organically and doing content around it that drives people to register. We still managed to get, 100 to 130 people registered, 20 to 30 people show up, which is pretty stock standard. And every webinar, boom, we closed and made money. So ads are not required. The thing that is required is a compelling title and a tagline that speaks directly to your audience. Couple of tips. If you are going to run Facebook ads, you need to make sure that your title is not something that Facebook will shut down. For example, for a very long time, probably about 12 months, we ran a webinar called The Six-Figure Plan for coaches and consultants who want to build a business, who want to make 6 figures a year, work 3 days a week and take school holidays off or something like that. That worked brilliantly because that's what our target audience wants. But then the Facebook algorithms decided Six-Figure Plan is no longer acceptable and we got shut down. So just some few extra tips there. Number one, title and tagline. Number two, you want to have a little bit about you and your why. Now this slide is a slide that I do where there's just 3 pictures that represent me. So the first picture actually is usually a copy of our book, The 7 Effect. So it's one slide and it'll say, hi, here's the webinar. I'm Jody, co-founder of The 7 Effect. There'll be a picture there of the book. Then it'll have a picture of me with all of our clients at the Bali retreat, because it shows we're having fun and it's like, yay, being part of my community is awful. So I'm the co-founder of the 7 Effect. I'm also a business coach where I help women build a 6-figure business. And then there's a photo of me and my beautiful family, and I'm a mum and a partner. So you want a slide that really just shows you in all your glory. 3 things. 3 is the magic number, my friends. I just have 3 images and I tell a little short story about each one of those things. And when I say story, I mean 1 or 2 sentences, not a whole story. Then we want to talk about the problem. Now, this is so important. You must know, what are the problems your people are facing? I recommend having 3 major problems that you just get famous for helping people solve, or 3 major problems that you actually create awareness around within your target audience. So when we're helping women build a 6-figure coaching or consulting business, we always talk about the 3 main problems being, number 1, they screw up their pricing. They try to put their prices too low. They haven't crunched their numbers. And when they do, they realize there's no way on the pricing model that they can scale to 6 figures. Number 2, their program delivery. They're trying to scale by charging by the hour or selling low value programs that never add up because it requires too many clients. And number 3, their positioning. They're trying to be the generalist jack of all trades, which is right at the bottom of the value hierarchy, where we want to position our clients as the go-to experts who can become famous for their one thing. So when I talk about those 3 problems, the women in our community go, oh my God, that's me, that's me, that's me. So you want to come up with your 3 problems. What are the 3 problems you help people solve? Next, the promise. This is what you promise to deliver. So now that I've shared the problems that hold people back from achieving the thing that they want to do, let's talk about what I'm about to share with you. Now, I love the promise structure to be the yay without the boo, even if there's poo. Yes, I said poo. Yay, remember this, write this down. We're going to help you achieve the yay without the boo, even if there's poo. What does that actually mean? So the yay is the thing they want. The boo is the thing they don't want to have to do. The poo is the place they might believe they are stuck. Let me give you an example. Here's how you can make 6 figures a year working as a coach without having to cold call and sell your ass off, even if no one's ever heard of you before. And so that's a pretty compelling yay without the boo, even if there's poo. My people want to make 6 figures a year working part-time. They don't want to have to cold call and be a sleazy salesperson. And a lot of them are unknowns. No one's ever heard of them before. So we give them that promise. Come up with your own yay, boo, poo promise. Number 5, your hero's journey. Now we do the Coaches Masterclass and our startup 4-day business bootcamp where we go deep into understanding the hero's journey and how to tell a 5 to 10 minute story that takes your people on that journey from stuck to the call, which separates you from the everyday normal, into the initiation of trying to find your way, all the way back to the return of having slayed the dragons and say, ta-da, I've cracked the code on how to succeed in this particular area. So again, that's a whole nother session or lesson that we teach. A great documentary that I recommend you watch if you want to understand more about the hero's journey is called Finding Joe. And it's the story, or really it's a documentary about the work of Joseph Campbell. Now, Joseph Campbell is a famous philosopher who came up with this whole hero's journey analogy by studying the stories of humans all the way back to the ancient stories and fables that we as a society are built on thousands of years ago, through to modern movies and, Academy Award-winning dramas. There is a hero's journey that unfolds within that. Donald Miller also talks about building your story brand. We're all fans of Donald Miller in the Lifestyle Business Builder community. And in Donald Miller's Building Your Story brand model, it really is just Joseph Campbell's hero's journey unpacked and packaged in a slightly different way. So in your webinar, you want to tell a short version of your hero's journey or a client's hero's journey. Now, Donald Miller always says, your role is not to be the hero, but the guide. Do not position yourself as a hero. I'm going to say, don't get too caught up on that. I get where he's going from a big business, but I can tell you firsthand, when I was starting out as a coach and a consultant, when we launched the 7 Effect, it was my hero's journey and the Snow White syndrome story that women related to because they saw me in them and they wanted the results that I had. So please don't get too caught up on Donald Miller telling you you're not allowed to be the hero, your hero's journey story won't work. It's actually not true. The key is it's got to be relatable to other clients. You know, a lot of people have come up to me after I've shared my hero's journey and said, oh my God, Jody, your life is an exact copy of mine. In fact, Tony, who's watching this now, I often joke about how she's my graceful doppelganger. Tony's got a lot more grace than I do. But anyway, Tony and I have pretty much timeline. If we were to timeline our story, it's almost like the same journey. And I can tell you, we're not the only women on the planet who have a very similar record. Pretty much all the women in the Lifestyle Business Builder can relate in some way to my hero's journey. Tony's given me the whoop, whoop. It's true, Tony. Good morning, Suzanne Murphy. Great to have you here. All right, so once you've done the hero's journey, we're going to get into the teach part. And the teach part is your problem solution. So when you talk about the problem, I recommend you have 3 major problems. So that means we've got 3 key points to teach. If you can imagine, when we're promoting your webinar, you're going to have the title, you're going to have the tagline, and then you're going to have 3 dot points of what they are going to get out of it. Those 3 dot points are going to be the solutions to the 3 problems that you talk about that are holding your people back. And so now we get into the guts of the workshop, the masterclass, and we're going to teach those 3 problems, or we're going to teach the solution to those 3 problems. I recommend that you follow the simple format model. Why it's a problem, what the solution is, how to implement the solution, and then the what if, which is covering off any yeah buts. How to address the what if, a really simple way, a really powerful way, is after each teach point, you share a very brief case study. Now, when I talk about a case study, I don't mean an hour's session in itself. I mean 1 slide with a photo of a client, and then you follow the results-based marketing formula that we teach in 7 Steps to 6 Figures. The results-based marketing formula is person, problem, process, result. So on that slide, I would have a photo, let's say it's Suzanne Murphy, and I would always get permission. Every case study I say, hey, can I share this about your journey? And let's say I'm teaching about my first strategy, pricing. And I might want to teach how to package up your services into one high value 12-month program for the corporate world. And this is how you can make 6 figures with just 3 clients by charging $5,000 a month on a retainer. Let's say I wanted to use Suzanne Murphy, who I taught this strategy to, and who now is actually doing this strategy and at level 7 doing, I don't know, is it $12,000 a month now, which is bloody great. Well done, Suzanne. Thumbs up to you. So my case study would be, with permission, photo of Suzanne Murphy. Then I would have a couple of dot points about her. So I'd say, this is Suzanne, who's based in Melbourne. She's actually a master at design and branding. She quit her corporate job and she wanted to move into working for herself as a high-value consultant using all of the things that she knew from the corporate world. Suzanne saying, yeah, baby, she's done it, which is so cool. And so I might say, so when I first met Suzanne, she was really excited about the idea of the freedom of building her own business, but she'd never had a business before. So the notion of selling herself was icky and even a little bit terrifying. So where do we begin? So then I would say Suzanne joined the Lifestyle Business Builder. We went through a process where we packaged up all of the things she knew how to do, and we started positioning her in her existing network as the go-to person to take people on a journey over a 6 or 12-month process. Within a couple of months, Suzanne was having meetings and being able to sign up clients to actually take her on board at a $5,000 a month retainer. And now she's actually making 12 grand a month, doing what she loves, working part-time. So your case study would just be a couple of minutes where you would talk about one person who's actually implemented the solution that you are teaching in your webinar. So what we're doing here is you imagine these are building blocks that all link up together to create the perfect storm for someone to trust you and want to work with you to solve their problems, because they go, you're a human just like me. Oh, you understand my problems deeply. Wow, you're promising me exactly what I want. Oh, your hero's journey is very relatable. I'm just like you. Wow, now you're teaching me the stuff that I need to do, and I can see that I need to do it. And each point you've actually shown me another human that's not you, that's got results from doing the things that you're saying I need to do. And so this is a very compelling and very simple way to set people up to say, I trust you, I know you, I like you, I want to work with you. And the key with the case study is when you include this, people come to you and they say, I want to be one of your case studies one day. The amount of women that I've had come to me after watching a webinar and say, you know what, Jody, my mission is to be on your next webinar and be one of your success stories. That's what people want. I've done that with coaches that I've hired as well. So that's number 7. Number 8, the reminder. So now that we've taught them 3 things, so we're going to have 3 problem solutions, which are going to match to the 3 problems we stay at the start. We're going to have 3 case studies. Each case study is going to come after the problem solution. So we're going to teach the solution. We're going to share a case study. Teach the next solution, share the next case study. Teach the 3rd solution, share the 3rd case study. Then we're going to go back and we're going to remind them. So now you know how to do this. Now you understand the secret to overcoming this. And finally, I've given you this particular strategy as well. So you're just reminding them of all the amazing value that you've shared. Suzanne says, I also want one of those awards. Woo, woo. You know, you are really in the running for a Freedom Award this year, my friend. And I'm super stoked that you are coming to town to get one, to claim one, Suzanne. You can do it. I know you can. So now you've reminded them of all the epic stuff you've taught them. We're going to ask for permission. Now, the permission is to pitch. But of course, you're not going to say, now that I've taught you this cool stuff, do you mind if I pitch you something? You're actually going to say something like, so now you know how to do this, but here's the thing. You have a couple of choices. You can go out on your own and you can have a crack at it like I did, and you might get lucky and you might find a way. But I've got to tell you, it's a long, slow and painful way. And a lot of people, when they're doing it on their own, end up giving up, because the reality is, even when you know what to do, because you're a human, fear, doubt, uncertainty, and questions arise at every single point. And in the permission part, I might even link back to one of my clients and say, you know, for example, when I was working with Suzanne, she knew what to do, but every month she'd jump on a coaching call to continually get redirected, because when you're out there on your own trying to do this, it can seem overwhelming and little fears and doubts keep showing up or cropping up. So if you don't want to do it on your own, I can help you. So who here would like me to show you how I helped Suzanne, how I helped Tony, how I helped Sue, how I helped the 3 case studies get the results that they've achieved? Would you like me to talk you through that? So here you just really seek their permission, and as long as 1 or 2 people says, yes, please, the truth is that's what everyone's hanging around for. Whether they want to buy it or not, they want to know how much it will cost them if they did want to buy it. So you seek the permission, and then boom, you go through the pitch. Now, the pitch is an entire another process. And in the Lifestyle Business Builder, as I said before, there is a masterclass called The Perfect Pitch, which you can watch, and it will talk you through how to do it. What I wanted to share today was really this very simple 10-step structure on the key things you need to follow to set up the foundation to deliver a perfect pitch. If you do this well, I can promise you that people at the end will be so keen to work with you that they will want to become your clients, even if your pitch is not great. I've done so many pitches that were awful, but the foundation of the teaching was great because that's what I get really excited about. And I have to confess, pitching used to be something that I would deliberately forget to do. It's like, oh my God, sorry, Amy, I ran out of time because I was so busy teaching. I totally forgot to do the pitch. Why did I do that? Because I was scared. I was terrified of selling because rejection was imminent, so I believed. But finally, I got over myself and I realized that whether I pitched or not, people started coming up to me asking, how do I work with you? How do I become one of those case studies? How do you help me solve this problem? Because everything you talked about, Jody, is exactly what I'm experiencing. And so then when I realized it wasn't the pitch itself that made the difference, but the foundations behind the pitch just became my responsibility to help people get to work with me in an easy way. Because what I would often do is leave people hanging and confused about how I could help them. So now the pitch just becomes a way where you take away the confusion and say, you know what, if you want to work with me, let me explain it so you're not left confused and hanging and feeling alone. And it's a whole different flip on pitching for me. I'm not actually selling anything. I'm creating an easy pathway for those who are interested. And it's also an opportunity for others to learn how I pitch. A lot of people are just, tire kickers watching what I'm doing. They never have any intention of spending money with me, but they can learn from how I demonstrate the pitch. And then other people just like to watch pitches all day long, but don't have money to buy the stuff. And that's totally cool too. I'm good with it all. So that's it for today's Top Tip Tuesday. I've got a couple of minutes. If you've got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Or just give me a thumbs up if this was of value and use to you. I would love to hear your feedback on today's Top Tip Tuesday. My goal is to keep creating structure around these and improve the quality of what we do every week in Top Tip Tuesday so that our YouTube channel becomes an epic library of valuable resources where each Top Tip Tuesday is a cool 30-minute piece of content that someone can watch for free and get some value out of. If that is you and you are on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks very much for watching us here. If you are one of the people watching live and you're in LBB, jump on a coaching call with me and let's do this work. Let's actually build your case studies. Woohoo, we got an awesome question from Anne. Let me just close off this pitch so it gets out of the way, Anne. What if no case studies? Brilliant question. Let's address this. Let's say you're just starting out and you don't have any clients. What do you do for case studies? Well, there's a couple of options, Anne. Number one, if you've trained or learnt stuff within an environment. So let's say, for example, when I was in leadership, because 7 Effect started doing leadership, I had case studies, not from the 7 Effect, but from my career. So I could share examples of clients or organizations that I'd worked with in the past, but I would just keep the names out of it. So I wouldn't necessarily have a photo. And I might talk about instead a council that I was working with, but I wouldn't mention the council. So there's one option there where you can draw on things from your career, stories from your career. There's another option where you can draw on stories from your industry. For example, let's say I'm a health coach and there's a famous story of, and I'm making this up, this isn't true, but I'm using an example. Let's say I'm a health coach and I help people heal from cancer using nutrition and detoxification. And there might be a famous story of a woman who's tracked her record or written an amazing book about how she healed from cancer using detox and nutrition. So I could use her as a case study. Quite often when we were starting out, we used case studies from books like The Happiness Advantage, which has got lots of amazing case studies about the value of focusing on happiness and positive psychology. We might use work from famous psychologists like Martin Seligman, etc., etc. So hopefully that helps, Anne, draw on proven examples of why what you're teaching is shown to work in the world. People won't mind by that at all. In fact, they'll see you as a credible expert who's got a shitload of knowledge. Excuse my language. Sue says, it's great to hear all of this in such a concise step-by-step way. Thanks, Jody. Thanks, Sue. My pleasure. Suzanne says, it really does work. I've still got a long way to go, but I'm getting traction based on this kind of pitch. My 2 retainer clients are now pitching their network of small biz CEOs to work with me. Jody is the master. Thank you, Suzanne. I really appreciate that. Look at this. We've got case studies coming in right now. And thank you so much, Suzanne, for your beautiful glowing words there. What else have we got? Pooja's here. Thank you, Jodes. As always, it's Top Tip Tuesday. Boom, it is. Now, Pooja, I'd love to hear from you. How are we going with your 100 women on your market research as well? Let's catch up this week on a coaching call and get the rest of them in. Happy to feature you in our new email newsletter if we need to do that to help as well. All right. Thanks, Anne. Thanks, ladies, for watching. Thanks for you if you're watching us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. See you in our free Facebook group. And LBB members, catch you on a coaching call soon. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.